Trinidad and Tobago has reported 14 murders.
The bandits is currently engaging the attention of the
Tobago reported 2 murders in the past week.
Hi, my name is David Hamilton, and this is our crime reporting and crime hotspot identification database app for advanced database systems for our group project. First, I want to go through the type of users that will be using the system. We have 4 main roles of users in the system. Let me just pull that up quickly here. You have your citizen user, which is your average citizen reporting crime. You would have your administrator. The administrator has total privileges and would also be able to create users, delete users. You would have your internal station reporter, which is like a police officer making reports. Either they received a report from a citizen or they noticed something in the field and they decided to make the report for themselves. And you have the report manager, who would mostly be dealing with analytics and chart data and looking at those things in the system. And of course, you'd have your permissions and you're making sure your data section off in a way that it can't be viewed by people who are not supposed to view the data. You have your incident report. An incident is basically a crime that occurred that was reported by someone in the system. So if you notice, you would see you have your incident title, your details, the date, status, and the crime type, which are the important things for an incident. And of course, you can filter using the report functionality in Oracle Apex. I can filter by title, I can filter by date or crime type. Let's say I wanted to see all the burglaries that occurred. I can filter by that and I will be able to see the details of that. And moving on quickly, you have your person of interest report. A person of interest can be multiple or 3 things. You can either be a victim, a witness, or a suspect. And you can even be more than one on a given incident. So you can be both a victim and a witness. You can be a witness, but also added as a suspect. So moving on from reports now, we move swiftly across to the forms that we have. Now, one thing to note, before you can make a report, a user would have to be added as a complainant. And when you're added as a complainant within the system, you would have to provide additional information. The reason for this is to cut down on erroneous or troll type reports where people would just report just to flood the system or to give erroneous data. When we collect data, this ensures that people would be more likely to give a valid report. Additionally, a police officer may want to follow up on the report, and to follow up on the report, they would need certain information about the person to follow up. And let's move on to analytics. There are several analytics we have in the system which allows us to do the predictive policing or smart policing part of the system. So one of the things we can do is look at how long it takes a case to be assigned to a police officer. So you can see this has been grouped into how many days it took. So you have 5 cases taking 0 to 50 days to be assigned and a whopping 49 cases taking over 200 plus days. Someone viewing this data could make decisions on how much resources to put on a case, if it's stolen, find out why it's stolen, to find out if it's a general trend, and you can make those type of decisions in terms of speeding up how quickly you can get police on a case to get the case investigated. You also have the distribution of cases, how many are pending versus solved versus open, and this could tell you like, are cases being solved fast enough or are cases building up in the system? Are they just staying stagnant? So this here is your crime distribution in Trinidad and Tobago. You can see Tobago up here, right? When you mouse over each spot, you can not only see the crime that was committed in terms of the title of the incident, you can also see, if you notice, you see in the title of the incident, embezzlement, the date, and the status, whether it was solved or not. And you can see which ones are open. And looking at the data right now, you can see most of the crime is clustered along the west in terms of the major areas, more of the urban areas. And this is a user activity report that shows the trend of usage over time in the app. Obviously, we want this going the other way. And lastly, this analytics chart shows the user count by role, so you can see the spread of users in your system. And that's it for crime reporting application. I hope this was informative.